Hi, everyone. I'm Charlene Shirk, and welcome to Digital Champions, where we speak to some of the most innovative thinkers in the digital space. And joining us today from, get this, Tbilisi, Georgia, the country, not the state, is Dustin Taylor with VOOV Creative. Dustin, thank you so much for joining us today on Digital Champions.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, it is our pleasure. So tell us what you're doing over there at VOOV Creative.
So the main part of my business, I actually focus on and work with financial advisors that live in America. So even though I'm in Georgia, I work with them and help them grow their practice in a variety of different ways, that leverage technology to help with their practice management, and then use that technology and their websites to build up their marketing campaigns and, as I said earlier, grow their practice.
And a lot of what we've been talking about, financial advisors and investments, is fintech. Everybody's talking about that these days, how much of this industry is going to be going digital. Do you have any challenges in that space? Because obviously a lot of that is privacy issues. And sometimes people want to actually sit in front, sit at the desk and talk to somebody. But for most people, it's like, hey, if I can do it online or I can talk to somebody via Zoom, I'm good to go.
Yeah, we saw a lot of that, especially with COVID. I actually met a financial advisor who lived in Russia with me before I moved here to Georgia, and he managed clients in the States as well, and met via Zoom, and had clients all over the U.S. So it's become obviously more and more popular to do that. There are some, as far as like privacy issues and things like that, it comes down to a lot of regulations, and that's been an issue, I think, with financial advisors. You know, for as long as they've been working, the SEC and FINRA and stuff have put a lot of limitations on the things that they can do as far as like testimonials and stuff like that. So it's hindered the digital marketing space and website creation for a while now. I think that they're slowly starting to see the light and see that those kinds of things like Google reviews and things like that are necessary. So hopefully eventually they'll have some more leeway when it comes to those things.
And Dustin, I have to ask you, I know that there are some regulations with financial advisors, like, you're limited on testimonials, you can't guarantee results. So we're in this new era we're in of everybody needs to be authentic and genuine and tell their personal story. How do you work around some of the regulations that are in place when you're trying to market and attract customers? Because normally you'd say, hey, we're going to have great results, and hey, listen to this guy talk about how great we are. So how do you work around that? How do you sell it to somebody with those limitations?
Well, I think that a lot of what I do lets the personality of the financial advisor shine in their website messaging and how they do email marketing or how they communicate with their customers, and the digital marketing in general. I think, especially when it comes to social media and things like that, it's become increasingly more personal. So, I mean, that's kind of what we do. We find ways that the financial advisors can connect with people personally, and then build that trust and build that relationship, rather than just saying you're going to make so much money with me, or promising results that they obviously don't know for sure.
And there's one of the things we always love to ask our guests, because, the one constant about digital marketing is that it is always changing. And so in your particular space, is there something coming up, in the year to 2 years that you've got your eye on that could either be a challenge for your industry in particular in your niche, or, hey, this is going to really open up things for us to be able to do even more marketing?
Well, I think, as I said earlier, if the SEC and FINRA and stuff like that kind of open up those regulations and allow us to use Google reviews and different testimonials and things like that, especially, I mean, that's increasingly more important for getting those Google rankings. So, and Facebook reviews too. So I see that to being able to leverage that would be great. And then as far as just like things changing, again, I just see that it becoming more and more personal, whether that's connecting with someone that you went to school with, went to college with, or something like that, or you played football with, or you're maybe whenever you were younger, you went to or had a certain job in common. So yeah, I see that's the changes that are coming.
And you mentioned get personal, and I mentioned it too. So what would be your best tip for financial advisors? Would it be to kind of let them get to know who you are, your personality?
Yeah, I think that would be it. And then trust the trying to help the digital marketers that know what they're talking about. As I mentioned earlier, touched on earlier, they haven't really been introduced into that digital marketing space. So a lot of financial advisors, they don't even have websites, or they have very, very outdated websites and things like that. So I would say listen to marketing consultants and hear what they have to say, and make those changes. Come into the modern times, and grow your practice.
Well, Dustin, that's great. I think that's great advice for everybody, but especially in your niche right now, where they're probably not used to a lot of that. And we definitely wish you the best. You mentioned that you'd moved from Russia over to Georgia with the situation going on over there, and you're welcome to the digital nomad world. And we wish you the best and all the safety.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thanks.
Me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. And if you'd like to learn more about what Dustin is doing over there at VOOV Creative, you can check him out on dailyadbrief.com. Well, I'm Charlene Shirk. That's going to do it for us today on Digital Champions. We look forward to learning something new with you next time.